Welcome to Choose to Change. This is a mentoring class, and today what I want to do this evening is I want to introduce a very special speaker today, but I'm going to take the first 15-20 minutes to explain exactly what Choose to Change is. And those of you that are watching this video in Australia, New Zealand, or wherever you may be watching this, I want to thank you for being a part of what we do. And Choose to Change is changing lives. So today what I want to do is I want to introduce people who's watching us on the YouTube or on our website to what we do. And those of you that are sitting here today are going to know exactly what Choose to Change is all about. So let me get started. First of all, Choose to Change Foundation is the organization that you're involved in. The Choose to Change Foundation. The Choose to Change Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. What that means is that we're a legal entity. We're just like the Salvation Army or any other organization out there. And that's what that means. That's a legal status of Choose to Change, 501c3. So far, the Choose to Change Foundation, and this is where people get mixed up. I want you to understand what the Choose to Change Foundation is. The Choose to Change Foundation is the organization. The Choose to Change Foundation offers, right now as we stand, at least 4 services to the public free of charge. And what I want to just briefly go over is what the Choose to Change Foundation offers. And here's what they offer. We offer a Choose to Change mentoring program, which is where we're sitting in tonight, this evening. This is one part of what our organization does. We also have the Choose to Change prison outreach, where we go into the prisons, we go and do prison invasions, where we go we go on a weekly basis into the prisons, and out of this group, out of men that have come out of our church and the prisons, actually going back into prisons and reaching out to inmates in the Texas prisons and around the world. So that's Choose to Change Prison Outreach. We also offer the Choose to Change keynote speaking. That's where I go into schools, organizations, churches, and share my story and invite people to come to our group meetings and let them know what we're all about. Like I went to Guam, and there's going to be some videos on YouTube where I went to 3 schools, a prison, and a youth prison. So that's what our keynote speaking program does. And the last thing we do right now is we're in the process of opening what we call the Choose to Change Men's Home. This is for people coming out of prison. There's a lot of people that are coming out of prison that want to change their life, right? And they just need a little help. So then this is what this men's program is all about, and this men's home. And I'm hoping to either open it up this year here in the Valley, or no later than next year. And those are the 3 key programs that the Choose to Change Foundation offers. All right? And as a nonprofit organization, the way we are funded is we're funded through donations by our members and whoever believes in what we do. This is how this whole thing works. Right now we have men in our fellowship is a worldwide fellowship. We have churches all over the state of Texas, all over the United States, and all over the world, over 2,200 strong, where God is moving powerfully in our churches. And many of our pastors that know what we're doing in the Choose to Change Foundation want to be a part of this. So this is why I'm doing this, so that people can understand what we do and how we do it. And those of you that want to join Choose to Change, that want to have a mentoring class, that want to reach out to the drug addicts, alcoholics, ex-convicts like we are, and there's many of us, then you're welcome to do that, and I thank you for doing that. But tonight, I want to take just a few more minutes to tell you what we're doing here in this particular class. So right now, this is the focus for the next 5 minutes on what we do here, the Choose to Change mentoring program. This program was designed because if you go to prison, if you go into the prison and you get out of prison in the state of Texas, you get out of prison and you get on parole, and most of you know this, you're automatically mandated by law to go where? AA. And what I do in this program, in the mentoring program, what we do is we go into the parole office, orientation, and I share my story, and I invite people to this meeting. That's what we do. And by the grace of God, we have been able to, most parole officers will let us sign your parole paper. It's not a law, it's not mandated, but anywhere in the state of Texas. Right now, we have mentoring classes in Luis Perez, Pastor Luis Perez in Universal City, Pastor Terry Wakefield in Austin, Pastor Willis Gordon in San Antonio, and many others that are around the state of Texas. In Harlingen, we have mentoring classes. In Laredo, we have mentoring classes. In, where else? Well, here in McAllen, of course, we have these mentoring classes. And Westlaco, we have mentoring classes. Because these are men from our church or that have come out of prison, that believe in what we're doing, that are in these other churches in other areas of Texas, and they want to help. And that's what we're doing. So in this class, what do we do in this class? Let me tell you what we do in this class. I'm going to read it real quick. The Choose to Change mentoring program is offered. Let me get over here and just read this. The Choose to Change mentoring class. Remember, we're talking about the Choose to Change mentoring class program. The program is offered by the Choose to Change Foundation. We work with men from all walks of life, especially men coming out of prison, rehabs, and or struggling with drugs and alcohol. And the reason I work with men and girls, if you agree with me, you're welcome to say amen. You know, it's because women want good men.
Amen.
They don't want losers. They don't want drug addicts. They don't want alcoholics. They don't want perverts. They want good men. Mm-hmm. And this is what we do in this program. We challenge men. We are a self-supporting Christian-based program that meets on a weekly basis. We believe in the life-changing power of God through faith in Jesus Christ. Through our meetings and events, we teach personal development, personal responsibility, and life skills. Personal development, personal responsibility, and life skills. Drugs and alcohol education is a key element of all our programs and what we do. Class membership is completely free. We offer all this free of charge. But we do encourage donations by our members and anyone who believes in what we do. Our mentoring program is designed, listen closely, to give people a starting point to a better future. That's what we're doing in here. There's 4 key elements that I believe in. It's called ACDC. ACDC. Accountability, consistency, discipline, and commitment. That's the only way you're going to change your life. There is no other way. You have to be accountable, you have to be consistent, you have to be disciplined, and you have to be committed. And these are the things we teach in these classes. What else do we do? Let me tell you what we read in every class. Our mission statement. Here is our mission statement. We are on a mission, and I am on a mission, to restore families by inspiring, challenging, and equipping men to become more effective fathers, husbands, and leaders in our communities. That's what we're going to do in the Choose to Change mentoring program and in the Choose to Change Foundation. We're inspired through stories and testimonies of others that have overcome and gone through some incredible challenges that many men face in our society. Fatherlessness, drug addiction, alcoholism, pornography, gangs. See, this is what we're up against. Men who have overcome and have become the fathers and the husbands and the leaders that our society so desperately needs. And you're going to hear from one right now. We challenge people, challenge men, especially men will be challenged to become more than they ever thought possible. This is what we're going to do in these classes and what we do. In fact, you're going to hear today from this one man that chose to believe what we teach. And he's having incredible success in his life. This will be accomplished through our structured weekly meetings. And through these meetings, we are able to invite other men and women to our church services and our fellowships, and we're able to mentor families, not only men, but their wives and their children. We also offer a 60-day mentoring challenge that is available to all members. We believe that people simply need to be inspired, challenged, and equipped in order to overcome what sometimes might seem like impossibilities in our life, right? Sometimes we get out of prison or we mess up and we see this big old mountain in front of us. And then of course, we're equipping by teaching basic principles of life. Listen to this one. That must be learned if success in life is to be achieved. This is what we're doing in these programs. Another thing that I do is I have what I challenge men. I have what I call a manhood definition. And I'm just going to read it again, just for the video, because I only have a few more minutes. The definition of man is this. A man is someone who is born male. And I have to say that in this generation. A man who rejects passivity, stop being lazy, accepts responsibility, leads courageously, and lives with the expectation of a greater reward. That's what I challenge men all over the world, to take hold of this definition and make a decision to become a man. Because being a male figure is a matter of birth, but being a man is a matter of choice. I'm telling you, this is what we teach in the Choose to Change mentoring class. In our classes, it's a very simple class. We come in here, we provide some coffee and donuts or whatever we have. We have a short prayer, a reading, some announcements. We do a 40 to 45 minute teaching, which is what you're going to hear here in a minute. Some kind of instructional teaching that will help us, whether it be in finances, whether it be in our marriage, whether it be in setting goals, whether it be in your personal life. You're always going to learn something. You're going to walk out of here learning something every single week. Sometimes we have questions and answers. This is what the meeting agenda is set up. And of course, most of our teachings are based on personal development, personal responsibility, and spiritual principles. Let me give you some examples. Accountability, commitment, discipline, and consistency, the ones I just named. What is a man? Fatherhood, life skills, sober living. Many of us that were drug addicts don't know how to live sober. Personal development, personal responsibility, character building. Many of us don't have good character. We have bad attitudes. We're going to learn all these things in here. Drug and alcohol addiction or education. Time management. We don't know how to manage our time. The law of sowing and reaping, goal setting, and much, much more you're going to learn in these classes. And then what else do I have? And then who we are. In a nutshell, every meeting we read this. And we read it so much that people don't listen to it anymore. But I want you to listen to what we read at every meeting. Listen closely. Who we are. The Choose to Change mentoring class. Who we are. We are on a mission to restore families by inspiring, challenging, and equipping men to become more effective fathers, husbands, and leaders in our community. The Choose to Change mentoring program is a self-supporting, Christian-based mentoring program dedicated to helping people, especially men, change, key word there, their lives. We meet on a weekly basis with our meeting consisting of 30 to 45 minutes of teaching, 10 to 20 minutes of open discussion. The only requirement for membership is a desire to change. Membership is completely free of charge, but we do encourage donations from our members and anyone who believes in what we do. Our mentoring program, and I'll close with this, is designed this way to give people a starting point. Because many people want to change their life, they just don't know where to start. A starting point to a better future I don't claim to have all the answers. But trust me when I tell you, I have answers. And this is what we do in the Choose to Change mentoring class. So tonight I have a very special guest that I want to introduce you to. And the reality is that he may be a little nervous, but I told him, you don't have to be nervous. Listen, we're on a mission here. You've come a long way, son. Men like you don't make it in life. And he's learned a few things. He's developed a few things in the last year. He went to prison when he was very young. Maybe he'll share a little bit about that here in a minute. And he got out of prison, I don't know, a year or two ago. He came in to Choose to Change. He, like many people that I meet, they're all tattooed and they don't believe that their life can amount to anything. He chose to believe that it could. He chose to believe that life could change. He chose to believe that he could change. And I live for this kind of stuff. So I want you to help me welcome a very special friend of mine. Let's see what he has for us. He's going to teach us something today. And I'm going to let him have the rest of the time. And I want you to help me welcome Daniel Martinez.